It's like an inch and a half of Bondo.
This is some of the worst craftsmanship I've ever seen.
It's like building a car from the ground up.
Man, this guy's crazy. We're in it too deep now to go back. We're gonna make it right. Just cut that forward door in there. This F-150 is a military-themed build for an awesome charity.
See what you can do.
Man, we could have lived this thing.
This is definitely going to be the fastest truck on their lot. That's the way I like it.
Are you kidding me? That is sick.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
No doubt about it, Houston is a modern city with skyscrapers, the whole nine. But it's still Texas, and we still got our cowboys. About an hour away from the shop, Mike owns his own cattle ranch.
Hey, Bill, how are you, man?
All right.
Good seeing you, brother.
Yeah,
Been
good
a
to see
while.
you, man. It's a nice place you got here.
Thanks. Our place in Willis, Texas. We're a small Angus operation, just out here in the country living the dream.
What's happening, man? You got a little unique project, huh?
I do. And I'm
Where is it?
sitting right over there.
Not that.
That for sure.
Man, you can see this from a mile away. This thing is rough. Been a while since it's been on the road, huh?
Oh, yeah. At least a couple of years that I know of.
You know, it's hard to tell, but this cab is made from a 1970 Suburban. You know, the rest of it, well, somebody attached the back half of a truck cab and set it down on a car hauler. Man, this is something somebody made, looks like in their backyard. Mike, what are you thinking?
Just imagine a long bed dually laid out on the ground.
So, not a car hauler, not...
Correct. A long bed dually.
Man, I think this one's a little far gone.
I bought this for the sole purpose of making this specific truck. I don't want it to be like anything else out there.
And you said you wanted to make it a
Dual
crew cab, dually,
long
70 Chevy.
You ever seen one in town?
No, GM's never even made those.
Never.
I haven't.
All the shows you've been to, have you seen one?
Well, there might be a reason for that.
That's why I called you and nobody else. In time, once he gets into it, he'll fall in love with it.
Let's see what's underneath
Let's see
this
it.
thing.
I'm curious myself. Dude, it's like an inch and a half of Bondo.
Look at that. These seats.
Those are 1980 Ford Crown Victoria specials in there.
Oh, man.
The interior on this thing, there's nothing, not one thing salvageable.
Just shampoo the carpet, and it'll be all right.
Yeah. Is there a motor in it?
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
We can find the grill.
Man, it looks like it was underwater.
This is a West Texas rust-free truck.
Yeah, right.
Imagine that 5.9 Cummins sitting down in there. Cummins was one of the first diesel trucks I ever owned, and the 5.9 Cummins absolutely has to go into it.
The old Cummins 5.9 was originally designed for farm equipment. It's a pretty good-sized engine. We're gonna have to figure out a way to get it under the hood.
Hold on. Look, I even got the hood halfway shut for you.
You know, it would have been way faster, way cheaper to find another Suburban cab, but try to tell that to a custom guy like Mike. Man, the interior, the bodywork, man, there's 500 hours.
You.
I think the only thing on this whole thing is good is the idea. We got to pull this whole thing completely apart.
For sure.
I mean, different motor trans, totally different frame, suspension. We got to hand make every part and piece of that. And the bed, there's not even a bed.
Right, the bed's
The
gone.
GM never made that, so
For sure.
we're gonna have to construct the whole bed for it.
Yep.
Sometimes projects are right on the border of not worth fixing. This is definitely one of those that's on that border. I know you're determined.
I am.
We'll get it loaded up. Hopefully it'll fit on the wrecker.
I'm well aware and ready to roll.
All right, man, you better get that checkbook ready. Man, Mike wants a showpiece, something that nobody else has. That's a tall order for this. I mean, there's gonna be problems every step of the way,
and hopefully we're gonna be solving them every step of the way. Man, I definitely got myself in a little predicament here. I'm not listening to better judgment. I'm listening to what the customer wants in this case, and Humpty Dumpty's definitely fallen off the wall. Through past all the late nights, all the problems we're gonna have. I can see the future in this and where it's gonna go. There's gonna be thousands and thousands of people see what's created, and no one is gonna believe what it used to look like. I mean, this is gonna be an awesome transformation.
You know that old saying, right? If you love something, let it go.
Oh, this guy let it go a long time ago.
It's a little far gone.
Little far
far
gone?
gone.
Man.
Man, we're gonna build something really cool, though. Turn it into a crew cab dually. One of the first things we're gonna do, we're gonna build a full chassis, front to back, and new front suspension.
Should I even write anything down, or should I just not? Because this is gonna take me a month.
Just go down the line on the computer and just check everything.
Yeah. Most of the parts I order won't bolt right in. So either we're gonna have to make them fit, or we'll have to make them from scratch.
For the bed, there's no such thing as a 70 model dually bed. So we're gonna take a long bed sides, take a step side fender so we can split them in half and make them look like it came from the factory.
Bill's got a real good name in the industry for making this into something nice.
Yeah.
I can see it, because the rest of us, all we see is a lot of work and a lot of rust.
Let me help you, man. Golly. What in the world happened in here?
Nothing in a long time.
You got that right.
He's a Cummins diesel guy, and he wants the Cummins power in this. You know, super concerned, though, about the height of that motor. You know, they're super tall. This thing's gonna be really, really low, and you know how I don't like cowl hoods.
Huh. Man, we probably shouldn't be breathing this stuff, man.
And that's exactly why we're taking every bit of this totally out.
Mayday, mayday. We're gonna need a whole nother truck. Mayday.
We're gonna scrap everything. Custom seats, new dash, custom door panels, headliner, stereo. We gotta give this guy a showstopper.
It's gonna be the baddest truck at SEMA. Guaranteed. 2026.
Throw everything in the trash pile.
At this point, what we're looking at is not only ugly and embarrassing, it's dangerous.
This door's no bueno.
We got to get rid of all this bad work. I mean, all of it.
Bam!
Now we got the cab lifted up off this frame. We could roll this junk out, get it sent off to scrap. We could drop the cab back down and start ripping out all the interior and get that ready for sandblast.
What'd you do to the seat, Elu? Not a couch. Jump on it, fool. Good job.
I'm glad you guys are good at doing what you do, because this is gonna take some extra effort from everybody, man. This is...
When this thing comes back from blast, it might be in the urn.
Let's get it, man. Let's get all the dash, everything out.
Tearing down a truck usually only takes a couple hours max. But this 70 Suburban is taking us a half a day.
You're moving the whole dang firewall. The whole front of the truck is just moving. So there's nothing holding this thing together.
On the upside, half the firewall's already cut out, so less time cutting it.
Here you go, Lulu.
You're not saving it?
I not only like to get in the middle, get dirty, but it's my job also to keep my guys motivated, keep them going on a straight path, and keep building. This is gonna be a tough job. Jose the Blaster is gonna think we're crazy bringing this over there.
He's gonna give you that look.
We're gonna make extensions from the bar
to this cart right here so we can move the body around freely. Just makes everything a lot simpler putting it on a cart. We're gonna go ahead and move it outside and get rid of some of this Bondo on this thing. It would take me to blast a long time to get it all off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock it off with a grinder and chisel and hammer, get it done quickly as possible, then send it out. When you do something like this, you don't take on Bondo. You do your sheet metal work, get it slicked out, and you just put a skim coat over it. This right here, this is a hot mess.
Man. Man, I don't even know what to say about this. This is just some of the worst craftsmanship I think I've ever seen. There's no rhyme or reason here. It was just put it together and fill the hole up. We get it back. This thing's gonna be blasted. We're gonna grind it where it looks completely slick, the way it's supposed to look.
All right, man, let's get the thing out of here.
You know, the scrapyard's across the street from our blaster. He's gonna think I took the wrong turn.
Okay, so what's coming in?
So we got a set of 22s, set of 24s, 2 sets of tires,
Don't forget
all
the
the
sheet
sheet
metal.
metal, all the bumpers, everything is handled.
Well, good, because we got another build coming in.
Anytime we can do a build for a good cause, I'm in. Whether it's a Frankenstein truck or, in this case, a real good cause.
So, but they're here.
When he was deployed in the Navy, Jimmy and his wife, Lindsay, founded Boots for Troops.
What we do is we send custom care packages overseas to our deployed service members. A care package while you're deployed, I know this from experience, is like Christmas morning. It kind of lifts your spirits to get you through the next week or the next day or the next mission.
A local dealership, Planet Ford, is donating this brand new F-150. We customize it, they sell it, with profits going to the charity.
It's going to represent Boots for Troops, represent patriotism, so we're excited about that.
We know that the work that Extensive does, and when we put this truck on our showroom, it's going to look amazing.
So what do you guys need out of this?
So we're really just looking to raise awareness and bring patriotism into this truck, and we know
So we just pretty much get free reign to put our touch on it?
You guys know what you're doing. We got full trust in you and see what you can do.
Cool, that's the way I like it. I mean, the front of this thing, we need to color match the grill and everything, and the bumpers, we got to change the bumpers out. It just needs something mean. You just want to get out of its way when it's coming at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look back and see it, you're just like, oh my God.
What do you think you're going to do with the engine?
This 2018 F-150 Texas Edition comes with a real nice 5.0 Coyote engine.
5.0 runs good, but people are going to want this thing if we put a supercharger on it. It's going to draw everyone's attention to it.
We'll be fighting over who can take it home.
Nice. You always got to like that.
Man, love that.
We definitely have to lift this thing. It's got to have some huge wheels, big tires, huge brakes. I mean, you got the power under the hood. You got to be able to stop it with the big brakes on it.
it's gonna be awesome.
Man, cloth seats.
Well, of course it's got cloth seats. It is an XLT. That stands for extra leather time. Gotta put leather.
Definitely a different bumper on the back. Just something looks mean. You know, inside the bed, we'll bring some speakers in here, too. You're out at the beach, the lake.
A Boots for Troops party.
That's it. You got sound coming from everywhere.
Nice.
Oh, it looks really good. You know, I know exactly what to do. Edgy, military, something that's going to stand out from all the other trucks at the dealership and all the other ones on the road.
Man, Bill, I'm really liking all of this.
We're honored to be a part of it, for sure.
For sure.
And we'll definitely get you a big check to put in the bank.
Looking
Let's
forward
go
to
do
it.
some paperwork.
Let's do it.
Speaking of big checks in the bank, I was just wondering if I could get one of those, too. Because
You know, usually when we're building a vehicle, we know exactly what the customer wants. You know, this, a little different. We're building this for a potential buyer that we don't even know yet. This thing has to be on point in every way. It's just what it's representing. You know, this has to be above all the rest.
Uh-oh. You already rubbing your hands together, clapping. See, he's already ready, man.
I'm really excited to work on this. I know that I say that a lot, but this is for an awesome charity, Boots for Troops.
And whatever it takes to do this, I'm in. I don't care if it's weekends, nights, whatever.
That's it.
But I want to hear more about it. What are we going to do?
Man, we got to lift this thing and set it apart from every other car at the dealership, man. 37-inch wheels and tires. And the front, I really like the new styling on these things. New bumpers, grill. That'll give it a totally new leather in it, stereo in it. This thing is gonna be cool. You know, it's already got a 5.0 in it. You know it runs good already. But we're gonna put a root style blower on this thing, and it's gonna really run good.
Yep.
Burn them 37s. You know, want stereo in the bed.
Man, that's a good idea right there to give them something different, really stand out at the dealership.
Definitely.
Not too often do you get to do something for the military and give back, you know?
Man.
We're just here building trucks.
There's our opportunity.
Yeah, super cool.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Part of this thing, making it look so much meaner, is a 6-inch lift with coilovers. In case the owner wants to take it off-road, and who wouldn't? I asked Tim and Elu to do the install.
Go ahead and take all this stock brake stuff off. All this brand new stuff off the truck.
Off the truck, just like that.
This is the new drop member for the suspension, and the transfer case hits right here. So when we drop it down 6 inches to here, this piece of metal and this piece of metal are gonna get right in the way where the transfer case is. So we need to take from here, around, off. This will bolt in here, and the new control arms will go right here.
Go for it, Jimmy.
This whole setup right here drops everything from the factory 6 inches and keeps it all in line. We'll put the spindle back in, and it'll be lifted. Here's a comparison of the stock spindle that came with the truck, and here's the new lift spindle. The steering placement is higher, and what it does is it keeps everything bolted up here, but it keeps the factory upper A-arms in the factory location. I'm gonna put on the coilover, and we'll button up this side. Lulu and I just finished up the 6-inch lift. You can already see how much taller it is. This is gonna give it the mean, overall, tough appearance that we're looking for this military truck. Now, we'll move on to the same thing to the rear.
All right.
The 6-inch lift in the rear is a little different than the front. We're gonna loosen these leaf springs, slide in these 6-inch lift locks, put it between the leaf spring and the axle, tighten the U-bolts up. Man, for this project here, we just picked out these reservoir shocks. They're 8-way adjustments, so you make them firmer or softer. There it is. We got all the shocks in, blocks in, everything's go. Now the whole truck's gonna sit at 6 inches higher. All right, Lulu, let's get this front and rear bumper off so we can make room for some aggressive bumpers on it.
All right. There it goes.
Since this F-150 is a military-themed build,
It's gonna look a lot better.
Spot found the bumpers that are already a gunmetal gray.
Man, Lulu, that gives us the aggressive look that we were really looking for right there, huh?
Oh, yeah, it does.
We're done here, so now we can go to the back. We're gonna take the structure part out of the factory bumper, attach it to the aftermarket bumper.
It needs to get cut out.
That'll still allow us to use the hitch, everything else. We'll put all the lights in this bumper here. We'll put it back on the truck. No more rust. Man, the bumper looks great. Everything fits good. Really finishes off the front.
Is back from Media Blast.
Man, it ain't looking good.
You know, I really hate to be right on this one. Even up on the record, it's bad. Maybe even worse than I thought.
Man, you're not supposed to have a sunroof in the floor. I mean, whoever did this had no business doing what they did. I mean, this is ridiculous. Let's get it off. You see the guys wheel this in, and they're looking at it going, man, this guy's crazy. I mean, they're right. They know how much work this is, too. I mean, this is going to take a few guys away from other jobs they need to be doing just to put the strength back in this where it's safe to drive down the roads. We're in it too deep now to go back, but we're going to make it right. Man, you know, against my better judgment, I brought this thing in the shop. That's my bad.
Not bad.
Real bad.
Let's get it, man. We're gonna be here till winter.
This is a total ground-up build. Fernando and Jamie are removing the firewall and cutting out the back of the cab. And then we'll start building it back up again. But the right way this time.
All right, while Fernando's on the firewall.
What rolled in as a wrecked Suburban car hauler and is now a shell of a 1970 cab.
Everything we could possibly need just showed up from LMC Truck.
Man, I'm glad everything's here because we don't have time to stop and make this piece, make that piece. That just eats up the day in weeks. Having these prefabricated parts is a huge advantage to building a custom vehicle.
I thought we were running inside.
Man, we got to put some integrity back in the old floor here. Nobody makes an aftermarket Suburban floor. So we're going to take 2 single cab floor pans and put them together. Make it look as factory as possible.
All right.
So make it look good.
All right. What we're doing now is just cutting this center chunk out, give us room to get in here and make it a little easier on ourselves. Grab the front, grab the back.
Man, that looks so much better already.
Yeah, for real. All right, well, we got the whole front section bolted in. It's tight. Now we can cut the back half off. As you can see, the back kicks up a lot higher than the front does. So joining these two together and making it look like it all flows is gonna be kind of something that we're gonna configure while this thing is in the truck. So we'll take this center section out here, and then we'll make this floor flow all the way straight. So we'll cut those out, and we'll go get some sheet metal, and we'll get us the center section made here. All right. Probably have this thing overlap and spot weld. It's a lot stronger than trying to butt weld it together. There you go, right there. Are you done yet?
Yeah.
Looks good, man.
Yeah, it came out really nice.
You know what a coach build is?
Wagon wheels?
No.
Drawing horses? What?
No. It's like basically building we got a dash.
Dash.
By the time we're done with this thing, man, like everything will be cut out of here and all new.
To hold up the truck bed on this 1970 Suburban, we're gonna need an extra long chassis. Having a truck that's 20+ feet from end to end, the frame's gotta be pretty substantial. So we're gonna step it from 5 inches to 4 inches to 3 inches. And all that combination is gonna be really rigid for the length this truck is.
The good part about working with Bill is you can never learn too much. I once thought he was crazy laying it out like this, but it saves a bunch of time, a bunch of material, and a bunch of money. I can stack these on top of this like this, cut these two together, and all the thing falls together like a puzzle, and they're all cut the same. Perfect. So now what we've done is transferred all of our cardboard pieces into the frame rails that we need. We'll go put them on the table. Clamp it down. We're adding some Schedule 80 tubing to this frame. It'll add a lot of support, and it looks cool.
It's super strong. When you're combining all those 3 pieces of tubing, it's going to be really rigid. With this thing stood up, you can see just how big this is. In this case, size does matter. You know, a 1-ton chassis needs to be a lot more substantial. That's why we had started out with 5-inch, stepping down to 4 to 3, and just the truss-like brackets in this thing just make it super strong and be able to tow whatever he wants to tow.
What is this?
Man, I got an idea.
You gonna turn it into a Blazer or what?
Man, you know those Suburban back there? Comes 3-door.
Right.
So we're making it a crew cab dually. We can't make it a crew cab dually 3-door. It's got to be a 4-door. We're going to use this for parts.
So the truck, we've already cut 90% out.
I know there ain't much left on the cab that we haven't touched, but we got to touch that part. Some projects you just work and work and work and work, and it's just eating at me, wanting to make this thing unique, over the top, special.
Just now got some job security around here.
Grab the forklift.
You know, a lot of times when people make custom doors, they just don't work right. Not opening, not closing, or both. To add a 4th door, you need someone to get it right the first time.
Now I'm gonna get the best in the business to do this application. Cisco from Barrett Jackson Garage. You know, I've known Cisco for a long time. I know he can come in and just help us make something special.
Front looks good. The back does not look so good at all.
We replaced the floors, the firewall, we repaired the dash, put new rockers in it, welded up a ton of holes in this thing, and it looks like we've done nothing.
Yeah.
But I know you can create the 4th door that, you know, was never there. Chevy never even thought about it.
Should have been there.
That's right.
When I started doing these, I found out that they only put the door on the passenger side because it's the curbside. So for the kids and family to get out of your car, they all exit on the safe side of the street.
This is an old school child lock button?
Old school, yeah. You can't even open the door.
Put that 4th door in there.
Got it. Let's do it. I'll grab a couple of your guys and I'll have them put the cab back on here. I'll hang my door pillar, put the door on it, be rocking and rolling.
Appreciate you.
Look what showed up, Lulu. It's the MagnaFlow exhaust for this truck.
Man, with that supercharger they're gonna put in this truck, with that exhaust system in it, it's gonna sound really good.
The F-150 is coming together.
Push it back your way.
After we made a bunch of modifications on this truck, we fit the exhaust loosely. Make sure everything clears, everything's level, then we'll lock it in place.
You wanna build it all the way and then put it on in? Hey, see how it hooks up in there? There you go on the notch.
The 3-inch exhaust is a larger diameter pipe than the stock exhaust. Combined with the new supercharger, it's going to increase airflow, power, and give it a better overall sound. Good job, Lulu. When installing aftermarket exhaust, it's just really important on your final fit and finish to make sure you're not hitting a shield here, hitting a spring here. Just make sure everything lines up, clamp it up. Once everything gets tight, it's going to make this thing totally rigid to be just like factory.
What's going on, man? What we got here?
Power. So I'm getting Justin to install a root-style supercharger.
New Gen 3 supercharger unit?
Yeah.
So you got the billet monoblade throttle body over there? Mm-hmm. 2018 Coyote?
That's it.
Oh, this thing should make a good 280 to the rear wheels added on top of what it's already making, man. This thing ain't bad.
That's what I'm talking about. This thing's super aggressive on the outside. We just need to be super aggressive under the hood.
You got it, man.
All right.
Just trying to clear up some of the parts that we need to get out of the way before we can start coming back in with our new supercharger unit. So we decided to go with a 2.9-liter blower. We're shooting for around 10, 12 pounds of boost. So the total horsepower of this truck should be 700 comfortably.
It's nice being a little guy.
This F-150 is an unusual build in that a customer we've never met before is gonna buy it with the proceeds going to charity. So it's gotta make a statement on its own, including under the hood.
Now we're starting to make room for that big blower we're about to install. That's it, man. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you. So this larger throttle body is gonna allow more airflow in it when you're trying to gain that extra 280 rear wheel horsepower. These are some water fitting adapters for a supercharger. On most of your supercharger kits on a centrifugal style or a turbocharger, you'll have what they call as an air-to-air intercooler, which is a front-mounted system where the air goes through it and it cools it down before going into the engine. On the Whipple, they actually have a brick mounted underneath the supercharger that circulates water through it to help lower the intake air temperature, and that's what these are for. It adapts to that brick so that we can run our lines out to our intercooler pump. This supercharger pulley is going to determine on how much boost that we make or how much pressure. Right now, we have it sized to the horsepower goal we're looking for. The last bit of the build is to pull this grill off, get our heat exchanger, mount it behind the grill, connect it to our ice tank, and then to the pump. So now that we got that installed, we can move to our next piece. This is an expansion tank, and it helps with the cooling effect when you have a larger volume. So now we got to install this and then our pump, and we should be good to go. So it's looking like we got to move this forward another couple inches. And with the clearance that we have with this new bumper that we just installed, it is by these mounting tabs to where it gives us the clearance for this bottom skid plate to clear. Man, nothing's ever easy. So what we got to do is cut these tabs off, and we're going to move them down to the bottom half. That should give us the clearance we need after we cut these and move them down. So since this is aluminum, we're going to go ahead and TIG weld it. Now it's time to go test fit it in the truck. We got the intercooler tank in place and everything looks good. We got enough clearance around everything. This is definitely going to be the fastest truck on their lot.
When word got out we're doing this F-150 build for Boots for Troops, man, people from all over came in to help out and pitch in. John and his team came through with this wrap to tie everything together.
Man, the color match is really good.
It's good. You like it, Bill?
Made us all proud, man.
No problem.
Looks real good.
I want this truck to be up for any off-road challenge. So Tim and Ryan are going to install a chase rack.
Go ahead, set it down. Looking good.
This gives it on.
Man, this thing is sweet, dude. It's starting to look cool. I think they're trying to tell us something.
To finish the exterior on this truck, we're installing a storage system in the bed with 8-inch marine speakers and a new grille with LED lights in it.
It gives it a nice mean look up front. It just changes the whole attitude with the light in the middle and some other lights in the grill. Really finishes off the front.
Yep.
Heath and John are doing the final installation on the interior.
Man, my boy Chris hooked this up, man. Heard it was for Boots for Troops. Decided he'd go ahead and put the logo in it. Give us a nice-ass box, man. I like it. Got the stitch in it to match the seats. The speaker box can have a real nice sound, and the handmade logo ties the whole truck together. Gotta go around Lake Extensive. Mm-hmm. Especially with a broke shoe. Yeah. Let's get this bad boy in here, see what she sounds like. Positive, positive, negative, negative, Heath. You got it. No destructive interference. Even with the bracket? Yep. Even with, look at that. Perfect. Look nice.
Thanks for coming, man.
Being in the custom car community in Houston, it's more than just about the cars. It's a big family. And anytime something happens, we all band together to help. Yesterday, we got a call about a fundraiser, and today we're on our way to help.
It's just natural for us to jump in and do what we can, any way we can. Texans are just known to help Texans, whether it's a hurricane, a school tragedy, you know, somebody broke down the side of the road, somebody's gonna pull over and help you out. You can bet on that. That's how we do. We pitch in and help out where we can.
To give back the F-150 we built for Boots for Troops to them. They're going to be happy.
Yes.
You guys ready to check this thing out?
Man, we're really ready.
Bill, we really appreciate you taking on this project, and we're super excited to see this truck.
Yeah. Everybody stepped up as far as labor, parts. Everybody really came together to help out, you know, the charity and our military.
I can't wait to see it. Where is it?
Let's go. Let's see it.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho!
Are you kidding me? That is sick!
Yeah.
What do you think now? Did we deliver?
Oh, it's the digitized camo.
Love the camo.
That's not the same truck.
Same truck.
No way.
First thing you see when this thing comes up is the grill itself. Just looks mean.
Yeah,
It does.
looks great.
The 6-inch lift, billet coilovers, big 22-inch wheels, and just huge brakes on this thing.
Man.
It stops on the dime.
No kidding.
Man, this thing looks like you could take it to Afghanistan or in the city, in the country, wherever you want to do.
That's it. Making it look good is only part of it.
Oh, man, that's freaking awesome.
This thing's putting out about 700 horsepower in this thing.
Oh my God. That is amazing. I mean, really fast.
Unheard of.
As you guys can see, we changed this thing up. This is the SOT edition. Support our troops.
Oh, man, that is cool. That's real cool. Absolutely.
That's a really nice touch. It really shows that they paid attention to every single little inch.
Let me get the door for y'all.
Oh, man. Look at this thing.
That's crazy,
Look at this thing.
Hey, are you kidding me? This thing say Boots for Troops on
It
it?
does. Man, it just ties everything together.
That is
And
unbelievable.
it's wrapped in leather. It looks great.
You guys want to check the back out?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
that's it.
sure.
You know, the chase rack on the top. Just give it that whole mean look.
Man.
Man, that looks
Yeah.
great.
Of course, you can see the rear speakers.
That looks like it's ready for a party.
Oh, you got it.
Deck compartment in the back.
Oh,
You got plenty of storage. Step on it, you can get it wet.
This is awesome. What are these little things here on the side?
Man, these are coolers. Built-in little coolers.
This thing is ready for a tailgate or pasture or bonfire
And
party.
it is loud.
Yeah. The bed of the truck is probably my favorite part. It is everything we asked for.
It is aggressive, it's powerful, it's very in-your-face militaristic.
Maybe I should own it.
Well, you know what? That is $1 million truck. You ready to pony up? Great job, guys. That was amazing.
We just want to say thank you to Extensive and all the hard work and the attention to detail they put into making this truck exactly what we wanted.
Hopefully this thing brings a lot of awareness to Boots for Troops and they can continue to support our military.
We can't wait to see who's going to own this vehicle and drive it around town because I know they're going to love it.
Bill was telling me they did a lot of cutting on this cab, but I'm gonna have to do a whole bunch more to make it right.
Cisco has to cut even more off of the cab of the Suburban before he can even get to the real work of making the fourth door from pretty much scratch.
First thing first, I'm gonna take this whole roof, cut it off so I get some more light in here. That's how we buzz cut a Suburban to make it into a crew cab. Now that most of this is trash anyways, I just cut all this off quickly, get it out of the way, and then all my new parts will fit right in and make this a fourth door. So now that the outside skin off, you guys can see what the inside of the door looks like. All the window channels, normally there's a regulator in here. This panel is actually a mirror image of the third door, but there's no handle opening hole in it. So I weld in a new piece that lets you have the door handle opener, and then this whole inner panel I'll cut out and will become an integral part of the new fourth door. Good. All done. we got the inside skin off, the outside structural part of the truck. So now what I'll do is take a Sawzall and I'll cut this off at the base of here. All right, Jamie, I just need you to hold this for me real quick so I can hack this off right in here on this line. Here we go. One less piece of the original cab. All right, that's the last of the Suburban parts. Trying to make it a 4-door.
So what we got, 3-4% this cab left out?
For the original cab?
Yeah.
I think you're shooting high. Now it's time to go back the other way, put everything back on.
Of all my years doing this, we've pretty much never thrown this much of a truck away. We're pretty much on the bottom of the mountain, and it's a long way up.